automakers declared bankruptcy. Some analysts say the unemployment rate could rise as high as 2.5 million. A lot of those jobs just might be in this area, too. For more insight on the state of the economy and this auto bailout stalling, Joe Krier is here. Krier Financial. Hi, Joe.
Stacey.
Let's talk about these bailouts again. I know we've been discussing it, but we got to look at it. You know, we're not up in Michigan. However, a lot of people make their bread and butter on the auto industry in this area, too.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm from Detroit originally. I've seen them go through bad times before. What we have to remember is that if General Motors goes bankrupt, they don't cease to do business, okay? Well, I've flown on airlines that have been bankrupt for the last 5 years. So these companies, they will retool, and if they don't do it themselves, it's going to be forced upon them by the courts.
Okay, they don't cease doing business, but they will tell you that when you're in bankruptcy, no one wants to buy cars from you.
Yeah, and you know, they've been putting that out there, and you're right. People still look for quality and dependability, and the U.S. auto industry has come a long way over the last 20 years along those scores. If people are out there worried about getting service on their vehicles, we just have to think about how many U.S. autos are already on the road. Somebody wants to make a nickel servicing those, so the infrastructure is not going to go away overnight. And I think that the CEOs, they just threw these scare tactics out there and truly did scare the heck out of everybody trying to get some money from Washington.
Didn't make the congressmen, women out there blink, though.
No, it didn't. And, you know, what's come out of this, kind of shifting gears a little bit here, is that not only do we have a lame duck president, but we have a lame duck Treasury Secretary, and it's kind of looking like Congress is in lame duck mood, so that they're going to get to January 20th before they do almost anything. And
yeah, this could totally change when Obama gets into office.
Yeah, it's a big part of why the market went down yesterday, because suddenly people realized, hey, all these government rescue plans, they're really going to be on hold until Obama's in, and he really does need to step up, name a Treasury Secretary, get that guy out there in the press alongside of Paulson and start laying out a plan. Right now, there's nothing.
Okay, so you heard Congressman Voinovich from Ohio saying, I'm worried that we may not just be headed towards a recession, we may go over the cliff. In terms of the broader context of the economy, what does that mean? What is the bottom here?
It really doesn't help anything to talk that way. I mean, clearly...
Well, he's from Ohio.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and he's seeing it. Manufacturing is hurting big time in Ohio. But what we're seeing is a massive slowdown. And when you do get, you know, into a recession, it feels like the sky is falling and it's never going to end. But you can look back through history. This is a disaster, no question about it, but it will pass, and a year or two from now, we'll be looking back on that and just kind of wiping our forehead saying, I'm glad that's out of the way.
Well, he paints a doomsday scenario. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Worst that could happen is, you know, unemployment may shoot up to 10 or 12%. Another couple million people lose jobs for 6 or 8 months, and then things go through a process of restarting. You know, we reset the playing field, new leaders will emerge, and this will go forward again. A
lot of families, though, suffering in the meantime. All right, Joe Krier joining us live this morning with his perspective on the bailout plan. We'll get more on the market meltdown next half hour when we take you live to Wall Street to see those people from the YWCA ringing the bell. They're like, for now, though, let's toss it over to Casey with a look at more.